Welcome back to my channel. It's me, Irvin, with another manga chapter review. This is going to be on Goblin Slayer, Brand New Day, the second chapter. Before I begin, I do want to say a few things. One, if you haven't done so, subscribe to my channel. Hit that bell button if you want to know when I go live and when I upload new videos. Secondly, if you haven't seen the first video, you can watch it on my channel. Third of all, if you guys want to see my reaction on the actual anime, you guys can go to watch it all as well on my channel. And then fourth, there is a spoiler alert on this because I will talk about the second chapter in sort of detail. So, what is the second chapter about? Now, I do want to explain the first chapter or the series itself. Goblin Slayer Brand New Day essentially is a manga created to kind of give us side stories of the side characters of Goblin Slayer. In fact, it's so... I'm not sure what the right word is. It's so based off specific Goblin Slayer that we don't actually get a lot of names on characters. And then Goblin Slayer actually shows up, at least he has in the past two chapters, in some way or form. So this story is one boy and one girl, and essentially it follows two people who are siblings, a girl who looks like about 17, 18 years old, and then a boy who's around 11, 10 years old. And essentially they're living together by themselves because their parents died. Now, they don't actually explain how they died, why they died, but they do say that the girl does not like the idea of her little brother wanting to be an adventurer. So I'm going to give a wild guess that their parents probably were adventurers that died in some type of adventure during, you know, the time they died. So I guess that's what I got from it. Anyways, essentially she works in the temple and she teaches kids and she encourages her little brother to basically try to live a life of just study and not really be an adventurer. So, eventually, the boy goes out and has his own regular day, and he bumps into an old man that tells him, don't go into the woods, there's goblins, and of course, the one thing he does is run to the woods. Now, we get this kind of side conversation of three boys talking about how they might go and get the goblins themselves, and how they talk in detail how everything kind of works. You know, the adventurers get money out of the villages to do this, but the villages suffer economically because, one, they send money in taxes to pay for the guilds, and then on top of that, they have to pay for the services that requires protection from these adventurers because, you know, goblins and other beasts attack the villages. So we kind of learn a little bit about the Goblin Slayers, kind of how the world works around that. What people think about adventurers. Obviously, they do talk about, you know, the bad type of adventurers, which not a surprise, but they do talk about how some adventurers do take away some village girls just to have fun with them. And they're saying, you know, we prefer them to go with heroes than them to be taken by goblins. So it's kind of a twisted way to think about, you know, girls, but that's just the world they live in. While the boy goes looking for goblins, he finds one, gets scared, hits one in the head, and runs away. It almost seems like he's going to be trapped by other goblins, and then Goblin Slayer shows up and saves the day and kills all the goblins. And then the boy goes back home, and the girl tells him, you know, I told you I didn't want you to roam around, and, you know, you could have gotten yourself hurt and killed, etc. She's being a mom. And that's it. That's the end of the chapter, guys. Not really a lot other than just a side story. So, still a great story. We got to learn a little bit about, you know, what the villages, their views on adventurers, and it makes perfect sense. So, as of right now, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I think it's a great series. We get this side information of the world where Goblin Slayer lives in, and I'm enjoying the fact that I'm learning more about the world. as I'm watching the anime as well. So, if you guys haven't checked it out, go check out this manga. I give it a thumbs up, and leave it in the comment section below if you have any opinion on it. Also, if you haven't done so, subscribe to my channel. And guys, with nothing else